From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN News.
Good afternoon and welcome to your MTN News for this Thursday. I'm Hailey, Monaco. We begin today with flooding in Lincoln County. There's an evacuation order for those on Tailback Road in Troy, and motorists are advised to use extreme caution while driving because several roads are impassable or washed out. Farm to Market Road is impassable at the 2.5 mile mark. The 1.5 miles of Libby Creek Road is washed out, and the road is washed out at Keeler Creek. A 1/2 mile of Highway 56, according to Montana Department of Transportation, is also closed. And the health department there has set up an emergency shelter for those displaced by the floodwaters. In addition to the evacuation, a boil water advisory has been issued for those in the city of Libby. So we will have much more on this tonight on the MTN News, and we will be updating you online as we learn more. For now, we'll send it over to meteorologist Miller Robson.
Yeah, that's definitely some crazy video there. And, well, we still have these flood warnings and watches in effect. Let's go ahead and break it down for you. Until 4:30 today, there in Lincoln County, that flooding caused by excessive rainfall, high mountain snow melt. The flooding is occurring in rivers, creeks, streams, other low-lying and flood-prone locations. Also, a flood watch in effect. Says through this afternoon. Don't know exactly when this thing is going to, where they're going to wrap it up or if they're going to extend either one of these. But that flood watch is in effect through this afternoon, including Flathead, Lake, Lincoln, Sanders, Mineral. Flooding caused by rain and snowmelt continues to be possible. And of course, we do have some rain and snow out there right now. Big old Canadian system coming in from the north. We call it a backdoor cold front. It's bringing colder temperatures. Already seeing those temperatures drop around the high line. We'll show you that in just a second. Areas that are cold enough seeing snow. Areas that are still warm enough. We still have some areas out there in the 50s and maybe even flirting with 60. And that's where we have that rain, but that will quickly transition to snow as well in those areas that are going to see those colder temperatures. You can see along the high line where we're already seeing some single digits, also some teens. Off to our east, we've got the 30s, elsewhere 40s, 50s, and 60s. A lot of stuff to break down for you. We'll do that coming up.
And as we prepare for that blast of winter weather, plow drivers across Montana are preparing to clear the roads. As MTN's Cassidy Powers explains, quite a lot goes into preparing the trucks from Bozeman to Billings, including figuring out who will drive them.
It might not look like it, but winter is coming. So I headed over to the Montana Department of Transportation to chat with some plow truck drivers about what they're doing to prepare. What are we looking at here?
This portion is just your standard everyday plow truck.
If you couldn't tell by the accent, Philip Shepard is from Tennessee. He's worked with heavy equipment his entire life. So when he moved to Montana 4 years ago,
Joined up with MDT and loved every minute of it.
As a tow plow operator, which you may have noticed is a little different than a regular plow truck.
And instead of just doing one lane, I'm clearing 2 lanes. We're making one truck do the work of 2.
How long / how many miles can you drive for?
The most that I have ever run, probably about 460 miles.
That's some serious snow removal. But Philip lives outside of Columbus, Montana, so you may be wondering what he's doing working all the way over here in Bozeman.
They needed help in Bozeman this year. They just, for as big a section as it is, they just don't have enough people hired right now to keep the roads cleared off.
Philip will be helping out MDT's Bozeman division this winter for 12 weeks on and off. And he's not the only one.
In the last few years, we've had rotating staff from across the state volunteer to come to Bozeman to help us because of the high cost of living. Staff has really been a struggle for us in this area.
Josh Ritchie is the Bozeman maintenance chief for MDT. He tells me they practically spend the whole year prepping for winter season. But what they spend the most time on? Staffing.
We have 8 rotators coming in per week. Last year we had 15.
That number dropping because staffing actually increased. Last year MDT saw about 30% vacancy. This year that number dropped to 4%.
Our new staff, they're really helping us to get up to speed so we can kind of handle things mostly in-house in Bozeman in the future, hopefully.
MDT's Bozeman division is more than 4,000 plow miles, stretching all the way from West Yellowstone to just outside East Helena. Josh tells me another huge part of preparation, getting materials ready.
So we have spent over $1 million on sand in this area.
Around 30 million pounds of sand in their Bozeman yard alone. That's a lot of sand. But as Phillips says, it's worth every penny to ensure safe roads for everyone throughout the winter.
When you take this job here, you've got to care about public safety. If we don't do our jobs the way we're supposed to and take pride in our work, people get hurt.
In Bozeman, Cassidy Powers, MTN News.
We're learning new details from inside a double murder scene in Stillwater County. A violent ambush near Absaroka left a mother and daughter dead and a father fighting for his life. And now, newly released charging documents reveal how the attack unfolded. MTN's Charlie Kleps has the latest.
These court documents released on Wednesday detailed the disturbing incident that happened in Stillwater County, where 23-year-old suspect Ty Turney was apprehended and now is here at the Yellowstone County Detention Facility awaiting his first court appearance, which is now just hours away. All is calm in the Stillwater Valley now, but charging documents describe a violent and chaotic scene at this home early Monday morning. This is where Nyla Dawson and her mother Justine were allegedly shot and killed by Ty Turney. Greg Dawson, Nyla's father, and Matthew Osgood, a friend of Nyla, were also both shot and rushed to hospitals. Greg remains in critical condition. According to these charging documents, Nyla and Turney were in an on and off dating relationship, and Turney had recently traveled to Billings from Texas to meet with Nyla at Rocky Mountain College. A witness, Cheyenne Turner, told law enforcement that on Saturday, December 6th, Turney forcibly raped Nyla and that Nyla refused to press any charges or report the incident to police. The following day, Nyla met up with Turner and Osgood, driving around Columbus when Turney would not stop calling and texting Nyla. Charging documents say, quote, everyone started to get concerned because of the aggressive manner in which Turney was communicating. Court documents also explain that Turney had Nyla's location and that she was attempting to turn her location off when Turney tried to get her to meet him at the Columbus town pump. Nyla and her friends did not meet him at the town pump and chose to drive to her parents instead. But when they arrived, Turney's truck was already there. Documents state that Turney opened fire on the group, hitting Osgood in the arm and shooting Nyla in the head. He then shot Nyla's mother, Justine, and followed her father, Greg, into the house, shooting him in the back. After the shootings, Turney allegedly then sped away, losing control of his vehicle here and tumbling down this embankment into the Stillwater River. Turney broke his leg and was taken to a hospital before being treated and arrested. MTN spoke with multiple people in Absaroka on Wednesday, all of which say they are devastated by what happened and praying for the Dawsons. Turney is set to appear in court on Thursday morning and will provide all of those updates both on air and online. For now in Billings, Charlie Kleps, MTN News.
Meanwhile, court documents also revealed more about the suspect's past. Turney has ties to Runnels County, Texas. The Runnels County Register reports Turney is the son of a former Ballinger city manager and a former Winters police officer. Turney's father, Tommy Lynn Turney, was the Ballinger, Texas city manager for almost 3 years. He passed away from a heart attack in 2021. Turney's mother is a former Winters, Texas police officer. And here's your leading look at some of the other top stories from across the state. A Montana landmark went up in flames yesterday as Wolf Point's historic grain elevators caught fire. Volunteer firefighters rushed to battle the wind-fueled blaze that created tornado-like flames visible from across the community. The building eventually collapsed, but the fire continued burning into the evening. A Polson man is facing multiple charges after falsely reporting his pickup truck stolen when the GMC Sierra was actually submerged in the Flathead River. Kobe Shamp reported the truck stolen in late November, but investigators found it underwater near 7th Avenue West on December 3rd. The recovery involved multiple agencies due to challenging conditions and environmental concerns. He now faces citations for DUI, reckless driving, failure to report an accident, and false reporting to police. And Glacier National Park may be ditching its timed entry system for its iconic Going to the Sun road. The park superintendent reportedly told the Columbia Falls Chamber of Commerce meeting the park will no longer use the reservation system. But the Park Service isn't ready to make that official yet. A park spokesperson told MTN News the agency is still reviewing the pilot program and looking at visitor data, traffic patterns, and public feedback, and will update the public once a decision is made for 2026.